sé que tú estás dura. Toma tu si gasta la plata con un pase. Puso bellaca, fumo, te la mata y no se atrapa. Vacila, mami, de eso se trata. Si tú eres mi gata, botamos la plata. Pégate una mamá con una como usted. Yo loco como tener mi bebé. Es que nadie tiene lo que tú tienes. Tú mi medicina sin ti me enferme. Ven, Kyle, Belco, tráeme viola que nadie lo ve. Desenvuélvete en el baile como juego inflable, la voy a entretener. Y yo sé que tú lo sientes también. Son tus ganas y la mía y quiero repetirlo otra vez. Te perdí, ay, qué casualidad. Esta noche no volvemos a ver. Yo le di la mano del tusi. Ahora en mi poder yo tengo su pussy. Yo sé que no olvidas cuando yo te lo metía. Que tampoco olvidas que en la cama fuiste mía. Cuando sobraba tu psiqueta y también María. Y ahora te cuenteaste pero estás sola y vacía. Vuelve aquí, bailame a mí. En el parito me moneta así. Di que sí, no te sigo así. Que me encanta como te moví. Por eso trépate, empépate.
There we go. Right, my people, welcome back to another YouTube video. This is going to be the second video to my Mastering to Trade series. Yeah, it's as simple as that. I'm going to keep it nice and clean, nice and short, and essentially, there we go. There I go again with the word essentially. Essentially is one of my favorite words. But anyways, we're going to get straight into it. Today is going to be about drum roll please. I'm sorry for all the headphone users out there, but it's going to be about setting goals to win. Right? So setting goals to win. So I feel like, you know, some of these titles are gonna really sound. I mean, you know what? It's gonna be as simple as it sounds. I don't know what's going on this side, but it's like left, right. I don't know fucking know what, but it's just to cover up the mess under this hat for right now. But anyways, they're really gonna be as simple as they sound, but I understand that not everyone's gonna have that simple mindset approach. Like, you have to have developed a system within your own life to sometimes understand how to go about accomplishing these things. So the first thing we're going to start off with is, you know, just simply saying, hey, like, basically, man the fuck up, right? Man the fuck up and actually genuinely start putting some goals in your life if you haven't already. That's all it is. You know, my last video was literally just about igniting your journey and taking action today. And, you know, huge props to everyone who's already started that. Huge round of applause. Right? Round of applause. I think the mic might be a bit too sensitive, so let me just put this down. Hello. Here we go. Alright, cool. So, round of applause to everyone who's already started taking action on my last video, because that's what we like to see. That's what I like to see. You know, people who start taking action on the people who have even the most minimal type of chance at accomplishing what they want to accomplish. So, pat on the back to everyone who's already gotten with it and has already taken action. Okay, don't sell yourself short. Take pride in even the smallest steps that you're taking today, tomorrow, whenever. You know, it's never too late. For now, anyways. For now, and now we're gonna get you started with setting goals so that, you know, these actions that you're taking are more easier to manage, and they promote and continuously engage with you wanting to continuously take more action. Because as anyone and everyone, we all have our times when we burn out and we're no longer able to continue taking action because we just simply feel too exhausted. It's like too damn exhausted to want to take action anymore. And that's reasonable. Because if you're always like boom, 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 it's like, you know what I mean? It's like it can get overwhelming. So what do we put in place to, for that to not to happen? We put goals, realistic goals. Do you know what I mean? We have to put realistic goals, guys. Like, if we don't put realistic goals in, damn. Then we can't, it's like we can't be trying to learn to run before we can walk. Do you get it? Like, you wasn't a baby who came out of the womb running. And anyone who runs track or has ever run in their life or taken running seriously understands that. Even if you're a human being with two legs, okay? Let's hope that everyone here in this video that's watching this has two legs. Okay, all right. Right. So, what's really keeping you apart from your dreams, and say who you are right now. Who you are right now is not who you're gonna be by the end of this entire series. Right now, today, we're going to actually put those dreams into a more concrete, solidified pedestal where it's actually manageable and approachable for most people. And the only way we can do that, and you can do that, is by, it's not a secret, it kind of is for some people, but, it's just by simply putting in the right goals so we can turn these dreams into reality. And that's where we're going to start today. We're going to start today by taking goals and making them, taking them from one big, pedestal to, a smaller pedestal where it's actually manageable. So if we can manage that, we're already now on the next step. Do you get me? We're now on the next step, and we're able to actually have an approach where we have a clear mindset. We know exactly what to be doing in the mornings, in the afternoons, midday, on a weekly basis, and we know where we're supposed to be heading. As long as we're heading in the right direction, that's all that matters. Okay? It doesn't matter whether you get to, some of the people I teach, they all are progressing at different stages, like they're at different rates. So they're not all gonna be at point Z at the same time. It's just a way of life. Some people are quick learners. Some people just take a bit more time, and that's understandable. I don't expect everyone to get to the bag just by tomorrow. Do you know what I mean? Some people are built different, okay? And that's okay. It doesn't matter. Everyone is going at their own pace. What you need to focus on is on yourself. Do you know what I mean? And don't be comparing yourself. Comparison is the thief of dreams. I think that's how the saying goes. I think that's just how the saying goes. But you get the point, okay? It's the thief of dreams, so don't compare yourself to anyone, okay? If anything, eventually I will have a Discord, for everyone to join and share their progress and to share their insights on how the markets are going for them. But for now, until I get that set up, for now it's just going to be simply just these videos. And we're going to just simply just be using the comment section for now, and until then, which shouldn't be long, we should just be able to manage all of that through here. So, why are goals important? Why are they epic? Do you know what I mean? Why are they epic? Do you know what I mean? before I had goals, which was a later point in my life. Before I had goals, you know, I feel like my life was just shambolic. Like I I had no proper clear way. I didn't have a clear way to get to where I wanted to get to, right? Like and that was something I feel like really held me back. It really held me back, and it held me back to a point where it was just confusing. Like, because I was jumping from A to Z, A to B, A to G, A to, like, going back and forth and not knowing why do I keep like misaligning myself from my main objective. And it's simply because there weren't any goals to begin with to be able to track my progress of what I'm doing, right? Like, for example, when I started trading, I was all over the goddamn place. No direction, just guessing. Like, I was just going, pressing different buttons, pressing the sell button, the buy button. I'm here letting my emotions take the best of me. I'm here getting fearful when instead I should be closing. I'm getting overconfident instead of walking away with, with what I should have been walking away with. And that held me back. I literally lost trade after trade, and it was so confusing. It was actually just genuinely so confusing. It was really confusing because at that time I just didn't really know how and why I was having different problems to oppose somebody I was working alongside with. And it wasn't until I really set my first goal that I started making consistent profits. When I set my first goal, I remember this so clearly. It was like the first month when I set my first goal ever. I was actually managing to make consistent profits. Like, although that for some although maybe what we're gonna go over is gonna cut the it's gonna cut the journey more shorter for you, because you're gonna be able to learn from my mistakes and learn from my experience. But for most people like myself who just didn't have the right guidance at the time, I wish I could have had the right mentor and really had had some proper guidance into this field. It just wasn't. The pathway wasn't clear for me. It was really just as simple as that, and the goal that I had given myself at the beginning wasn't the same goal I had every single other day. Every other day, my goal changed. I had to adjust and understand from my data and from what I was learning from myself to be able to put different goals so that I could have it at least within reach, at least understand what exactly I'm working with at the moment, or at that time anyways. And it really just pushed me to learn and focus on one particular task at a time. Some days were really shit, and then some days were like literally dreams. Like, it was a dream. Like, when I started seeing the first paycheck come through, oh boy, that's the best feeling ever. You just, because all of those weeks, all of those months, oh my god, like, it was really, really the way I felt was so, it was like no other feeling. Like, when you're trying so hard and you keep failing and eventually something clicks, it's the best feeling ever, especially when it's worthwhile. A lot of people have that moment very late in their lives, and don't understand that, you know, right now when you're young and you're 20, you can actually be doing something to work towards that. Do you know what I mean? And you know, it gave me some more belief in myself. It gave me more confidence in myself. It gave more confidence in ways where, you know, at one point I felt like giving up. I had given up, actually. If I'm going to be honest with you, the first time around I actually gave up like once or twice. Within the matter of like, it was within a short matter of time, because it was becoming quite frustrating, and I didn't really get it. Do you know what I mean? It's something it just wasn't clicking for me. It just simply wasn't clicking. And you know, these goals that I slowly achieved over time gave me that motivation to keep going. Knowing that I was able to help people around me and actually be able to provide, you know, myself and other people that I love with the lifestyles that I had dreamed of, you know, really motivated me. It motivated me in ways where, like, you see all of this stuff online. You see all the money, all the designer, all the success, but you know, I think most people don't really understand that behind all the success, there's been struggle. There's been real struggle, and there's been real downtimes when we're on the come up, and it's like no one sees our struggle. No one sees how bad you've been working towards what you've achieved. In my case, so let's put some goals. You know, more goals, more confidence by reaching these goals, and more freedom. Do you know what I mean? More freedom. The better you're able, the better you become at achieving your goals, the more freedom you'll have long term. You don't want to be working for somebody for the rest of your life, okay? You don't want that for yourself. I don't want that for you, okay? So, more goals. And that's why goals are important, right? And, you know, the next thing I want to talk about is how to set good goals, okay? Like, how do I, you know, Brian, or like Bri, or whatever you want to call me, like, Bri, how do I set up good goals? Like, epic goals that are worth achieving. Like, epic, good goals. Like, good goals that are actually gonna be able to, that are actually gonna push you to your boundaries. Do you know what I mean? You don't want easy goals, because what the hell is the point of easy goals? There's no point of easy goals. The whole point of goals is to push you to your limits. Is to make you work for it. Work really hard for it. I want you to push your boundaries with these goals. These goals cannot be simple goals. They need to be good enough to make you wanna, like, you know, when you're in the gym and like, if anyone who's ever been to the gym, like when you're in the gym, right, and you're getting in the set, and you're on, right, like, let's say it's like leg day, right? Most people don't like leg days. Like, you're on exercise number 5 or exercise number 4, and you're working, you know, those calves or those glutes or whatever it may be, and you know, you're on exercise number 5, rep number 10, set number 3, right? You're doing the hamstring curls, and you know, 7 comes in and it's burning like a motherfucker, right? It's burning like a motherfucker, and you're pushing it, You're like giving it you're here like grunting, maybe you're here like you're here like really, you feel like you're about to fucking let one rip, and you tuck in those glutes and you keep curling that motherfucker like, you know, there's no tomorrow, and you're feeling that pain and you're feeling that do you know what I mean? You're feeling it, right? You're feeling that muscle, those muscle fibers really ripping. That's how badly, how good I want these goals to be. Sorry, pardon me. I've just yeah. Anyways, fuck pardons. Anyways, it's my motherfucking channel, and you know, you're feeling that pain. You're feeling that pump. That pump is really going. I want you to feel like I'm right there with you, and I'm literally telling you, pick it up. Pick up the fucking weight. Pick it up. Right? I want you to feel like I am there with you. Next time you go to the gym, next time you're about to put in that last set, I want you to give it your all. Every time it's your last set, give it your all. I want to see that fucking, I want your leg, whatever you may be working out, to be shaking. It has to be trembling. It has to be like you're about to faint. Okay? That's how I want it. That's how I want this. How badly you need to want this shit, okay? And that's how good these goals must become. After every goal, you need to put yourself a deadline and say, you know what? I'm going to give myself X, Y, and Z amount of time, and I'm going to get this shit done. I'm going to get it done by any means possible. Right? I'm going to get it done by any means possible. And it's going to be a game changer, because with every goal you put yourself, you're just going to become a better version of what you already are. And you're going to become a better you. You're going to mold yourself into the person you're meant to become, and you know deep down you're meant to become, to be able to get to where you want. Okay? Because if you don't take charge and set yourself goals, you're not going to be able to get this paper. Do you know what I mean? You're not going to be able to get this paper, and instead of being able to be the mastermind of who you're meant to become, you're going to become a product of society. And for most people, that's an unconscious decision that everyone nowadays is unintentionally submitted to. Do you know what I mean? Like, society can make or break people, really. Some people are already born winners with the mindset they have, with the tunnel vision that they have already developed at a young age. And if you don't have that, then, and you're already maybe in your early 20s, about to turn into your early 20s, or you're still young, stop fermenting that mindset into your head. The mindset's what's going to keep you going. The money's not going to keep you going. You know? A person who's got the mindset is able to make that money again and again and again, no matter what the situation is, no matter what they're going through. So, develop the mindset with setting yourself goals. Start with small goals, not, an abundance of goals. You don't need to have 100 goals for the month. Like, one goal that you could have, I already gave you this goal last episode, was simply Just open the charts and look at the charts. Just look at the charts. Open the charts and just start training your eyes to look at candles. That's all. That was one goal. Not everyone probably listened. Not everyone probably already started taking charge. But shout out to everyone who already did, because it's gonna count, and I swear it's gonna count. I swear down. Start getting used to managing your emotions. Start paying attention to how you feel when you're conversating or discussing something with somebody. A lot of people are going to struggle with that. That's a big topic. That's a very, very big topic. And if I go in depth on my series about that, consider yourself lucky, because that's a very big topic. Your emotions are the driving factor to a lot of the decisions that you have taken in this life. And you need to really be able to control that shit. If you're not able to control your emotions as well, it's like, damn. Emotional intelligence over IQ. That's one of my that's something I really believe in. I really do believe in that shit. So that will set you up for that good direction, right? So the only way you know that you're setting yourself the right goals and epic goals is if you know that they're difficult. If they're not difficult, then not good enough. Just simply not good enough. All right. So the next goal, the next thing I want to talk about is being able to overcome your walls when it comes to achieving some of these goals that you're going to set yourself. Like, the goals need to be difficult enough to really, really have you putting in that work, putting in, like, I need to see you struggling, but you need to see yourself struggling. That's who needs to really see you struggling. You need to just see yourself struggling, but they need to be realistic, right? But once in a while, with every goal you put, you're gonna have challenges that you need to overcome with each goal. Some goals are really just difficult, but they're not impossible. They're not impossible. A lot of the things that you're going to have to go through are things that are just, we all have to go through if we want to become successful. Without these challenges and this doubt and struggle and sometimes undermining our capabilities, our own capabilities, the good things, like, the things that are worthwhile will just never feel fulfilling. So you need to be able to overcome these blocks, right? You need to be able to tackle them head, like, straight on. Do you know what I mean? Straight on. Tackle them like they're personal. Take it personal, okay? Tackle blocks personally in a way that feels like that feels as though it's like life or death. Don't give up on these goals. You feel like you're feeling scared to fail? Well, get over it. Learn to fail. You need to learn to fail. Failure is it's also a very important key component to success. There's a way to fail. Failure, like, everyone doesn't fail and overcome their failures, because not everyone knows how to fail. You need to learn and know how to fail. And the only way you can do that is by, you know, well, for A, it's taking my advice, and then B is getting to know yourself. I don't know you as good as you probably know yourself, right? So if the best person that knows themselves or that knows you is yourself, then the answers lie with yourself. The answers don't lie with me entirely. I'm here to help you find those answers, but I'm not able to pinpoint exactly, you know, this is exactly what is, this is exactly the problem you're facing if you're not able to be open and honest with me and with yourself. It's a humbling thing to be able to admit that, you know what, you're not perfect. You're just simply not perfect. None of us are perfect. I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. None of the social... Nobody that you see online is perfect. We all have our imperfections, and we all have that one or there's one or two things that simply deprive us from becoming the highest level of what we can become within ourselves, right? And everyone's really deprived from that, and that's simply because they're not able to overcome their goals, or that these blocks and these barriers that they're going to be they're faced with, right? Like, for example, with procrastination, if you set a timer and just do one thing, just to focus on one thing. Focusing on one thing has never been so valuable, especially with the amount of distractions you have nowadays. It's impossible to just get one thing done simply because there's just too many distractions. There's just simply too many distractions on your phone. This phone is either a weapon against yourself or it's a blessing. And if you don't know how to use it, then you're fucked. You're so fucked. You're screwed. So learn to use this properly. Do not use this at a disadvantage. There's no other important and successful person on the internet that's doing anything that has anything different opposed to what you probably already have. They just wanted it more badly, and they had a proper strategized approach to overcoming all these barriers, right? So if you're dealing with procrastination, have a timer and focus on one thing, one thing only, right? And just to give an example, I remember when I started trading for the first time, one of the things I struggled with was just focusing on one trade. Like, I would think that, I would put on one trade on GU, and because at the time I was trading indices, and I thought that, this trade is going to go to shit now, so I might as well just open another trade. Boom, open another trade, and I had broken my rules. The rule was to follow what I had outlined on my trading plan, and I was just simply breaking one of my most important rules, which is not to which was to not overtrade. And I brought this more to light within myself, and it became easier because it was like I was hyper focused on that one problem only for a whole week, for a whole, there was certain problems I was hyper focused on for a whole month before there was even any closure to moving forward from this problem. Some problems lasted for months before there was any real progress, let alone flipping weeks or a single month. So don't feel disencouraged, okay? Like everything is within reach, okay? Everything is within reach, and just know that you're not doing anything wrong. Just because you're failing doesn't mean you're doing anything wrong. Everything is just within reach. You just need to give it time and consistency and put in the work. Okay? Allow yourself to have a good mindset for now, but then adapt to what comes after. Adapt to the struggles and understand your struggles. Know yourself well enough to know where it is where that you need to adjust something. Everything in our mind is like a room with different plugs, different rooms, different doors, and you need to know which room and which plug and all these things, which ones to tamper with and which ones not to tamper with. Some certain things that you probably already have within your own personality are already good enough or more than good enough to get you to, let's say, from point A to point E. But as soon as you reach point F, that's when you begin to struggle, and you're like, why am I having these struggles? Like, it's been a smooth ride till now. What's going on? What am I doing something wrong now? Is this maybe not for me? Is this maybe just not gonna work out for me because I'm stuck at point F? Yeah, that shit's gonna happen. And it's gonna happen to probably everyone. To everyone who's listening to me talk about this, it's gonna happen. It's really going to happen. And when it happens, don't feel shocked, don't feel overwhelmed. You know what? It's okay to feel those things actually, but don't allow them to hold you and keep you back from progressing forward. When you fall, you progress forward. You get yourself back up and you move forward. Don't stay on the ground like a little bitch, and maybe that was a bit too harsh, but don't fall back. Just don't do that. And don't allow other people's opinions to hold you back either. If you know you've made progress, you've made progress. You know the truth. They don't. So understand how to overcome these barriers and these blocks, right? There's a way of overcoming these blocks. Like in my course, I am gonna keep diving into this, especially because it is a big subject. But yeah, I'll be diving into overcoming these blocks with different certain things that happen with traders overall. They're most of the time they're things that we simply ourselves cannot see, because we're just very humans are very what's the best way to put it? Humans can feel like very vulnerable to themselves and the world because they're not willing to admit things to themselves, and that's okay. I get that. I don't expect you to straight off the bat, feel comfortable about talking or confronting some of your, childhood problems or some of the deepest things that you have gone through. But I would like to think that we're all able to find a way through struggle. And sometimes all we've done is put a patch on it, but that doesn't mean we've gone about overcoming those things independently, so that they can instead of being a disadvantage in our lives, they're actually an advantage. So that's definitely something I'll talk more in depth in my course for those who are interested. But for now, just commit to the goal and start today, right? Start today. And the last thing I would like to talk about is, it's really just just falling back on what you've heard me say. Like, I would like to make everyone understand that, allow everyone to understand that, you know, although I'm going to be putting in time and effort into trying to build you up, you need to be the one to take action. Okay? Like right now, right now, like it's just taking one step forward and putting the other in front, and keep doing that. Okay, just keep doing that. Don't stop. Don't start, holding yourself back from what you already know is already yours. Some of us are born to be winners. Some of us have had this feeling since we were 10, since we were 8, since we were 9. I personally had this feeling, like I used to write my mom's letter, like birthday card, saying that, you know what, one day I'm gonna, this is gonna be me. Like it was like a drawing, it was like a birthday card, and I wrote some real shit in there. Like I wrote, Mom, this is gonna be me and this is gonna be you, and there was like a supercar, a sports car in the back. And that was just me. That like from the time I started education and secondary school for what's known as high school in America, I already I just education was that shit wasn't for me. Do you know what I mean? Like I could I'm not dumb, but to me it was like from a very young age I just understood that working a 9 to 5 with it just doesn't make sense. Like the odds are so low that I become successful. It just simply doesn't make sense. And with all these companies monopolizing all these industries, it's like there's no room for real success. And shit was changing in my time. Anyways, when I was growing up, like I was watching all these influencers that you have nowadays who are sitting on an abundance of wealth. Like I was thinking, like it just doesn't make sense. Like how are all these people with no degrees making more money than somebody who goes and studies something for 9 years of their life? Like that doesn't simply make any sense. And I understood that from a very young age, right? And there was things that I was going through independently, kind of alone, and shit. Like I did the best I could to not allow myself to kind of self-destruct myself, if that makes any sense, right? Self-destruction is a real thing. It happens no matter how much wealth you have, no matter how, self-destruction is a real thing. And yeah, like I went through moments in my life when I felt like I just couldn't move forward anymore, and I didn't understand certain things. I didn't understand why certain things were happening, the way they were happening, and I made the best out of it because I fueled myself to believe that what, these are my circumstances, and I am going to become the person I need to become by fueling this anger, this drive, this determination into success. Do you know what I mean? Ultimately. And I want to see every single one of you just do exactly that, okay? I want to see all of you succeed. I want you to all succeed. And there's no greater gift that I could receive than seeing other people succeed through the things that I have gone through by helping others. That's one of my, like, I want to help you, but I cannot help you unless you're not willing to help yourself, right? And if you have a friend that is also looking to, pick something up, tag your friend, tell your friend about me, spread the word, tell anyone who may be interested, and make them join you on this journey. It's going to be 21 days, most likely, 21 days to 25 days of this series. And sometimes it is fun to have somebody along right beside you along the journey. So we're all going to grow together, we're all going to succeed together. And if you want to go any deeper, my trading course will be basically like outlining all of these things at a deeper level, and there is some type of difference with what you're going to get on here and what you'll get with my course. So depending on how invested you feel like you are into this and how deeply you feel about this, feel free to check out my course, right? Honestly, like, because if I really can't exaggerate this enough. Sometimes things just take longer simply because we don't have any guidance. And my training course will honestly break that down from years to months for most people, right? So yeah, the link will, I do need to have that worked out in terms of how I'm going to end up actually putting it. I might just end up putting it in my description, I don't know, or I might just hold off for a while, but when I do have it in my description or whatever, I'll have my my system or whatever put it change everything on all the descriptions of all these videos, and it should be in my description right down below. So yeah, so anyways, tomorrow I'm gonna be coming back with video number 3, and we're going to be talking about mastering the candles. Okay, we're going to be talking about mastering the candles. Oh my god, I know, crazy, it's super crazy, but yeah, we're gonna be doing that, you get me? So turn on notifications, leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe, let me know what I could help you with or what you're struggling with. Leave a comment down below, and if there's anything that you want me to make a video on, let me know, so that I can maybe have certain topics a bit more, talk about certain topics more in depth with certain videos, and I'm able to prepare that for you. But yeah, that's been your boy, and I'm gonna be cutting out now. Let me put my favorite song right now to just end the outro. But stay safe, guys, and take action today. Okay, take action today. Okay, take action today. That's all I want for you, and that's what you should want for yourself.
Mami, porfa, quédate, espérame. En ropa interior que hoy te lo voy a meter. En el PBT, esta noche atrévete. Que nadie lo sepa, que nadie nos vea. Deje la calle y deje la pelea. Solo mi nena, pa' que tú me creas. Estoy pa' chingarte, hacerte la idea. Tu culo me marea. Yo sé que te enreas, ma. Toma, la plata con un pase, puso bellaca, fumo de la mata y no se atrapa, vacila mami, de eso se trata, si tú eres mi gata, botamos la plata. de plata.